स्पेशल लंच टाइम ऑफर दिन 12 से 4 बजे तक। चिकन और लेम कड़ी 2 रोटी के साथ सिर्फ 6 पाउंड में। मिक्स वेजिटेबल कड़ी और तड़का दाल 2 रोटी के साथ 5 पाउंड में। तो ऑर्डर करें अभी देसी रेस्टोरेंट online.com पर और ऑनलाइन पेमेंट करें बिल्कुल सेफली और कॉल कर सकते हैं 01733555795। हमारे पास डिलीवरी भी मौजूद है और 10% डिस्काउंट के साथ आप खुद कलेक्ट भी कर सकते हैं। 298 लिंकन रोड, पीटरब्रो, PE1 2ND। देसी रेस्टोरेंट, आपका अपना पसंदीदा और मयारी खाने अब पीटरब्रो में।
Everyone can now get free rapid COVID-19 tests twice a week. They show your results within 30 minutes. They also show you're doing what you can to protect your loved ones, your friends, your workmates, and that you want to keep life moving again. Around 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and are spreading it without knowing. That could be a friend, a relative, a workmate. It could even be you. Rapid tests are easy to get from nhs.uk/get tested. Let's take this next step safely.
If you want to learn about Islam and Muslims, stay tuned to Salam Radio 106.2 FM.
Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon. I pray you are well, inshallah. You're listening to What We Said with me, Ali Suleman, and my co-host Mashhad Ali. He's back after a long while and here to stay, inshallah. Together we hope to bring you great topics and sick tracks as always. Assalamu alaikum, Mashhad.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you, brother?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, it's been very long and I've missed it so much.
Yeah, it's great to be back, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've had a while off as well. So, it's great to be back on the airwaves. This is Salam Radio 106.2 FM. And as always, we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And online at salamradio.co.uk. We are always on air with you 24/7, 365, uniting communities. As usual, with all of our shows, including today's, you can get involved via text. Send your comments to 07411 191062. You can also give us a call and come through to the studio on 01733 602 133. And of course, if you are watching us live, please send us a message through the live stream comments. So, after a long while, what have we got in store for you today? So firstly, me and Mashhad will be discussing the importance of keeping close to your family and not just staying in your own world or bubble. Then, after the break, we'll be talking about induction days, summer jobs, a few tips for both, and some funny stories. Also, Mashhad will give us his Islamic reminder. Inshallah. And we have the trademark quiz question, so get your typing fingers ready. But before all of that happens, how about I start off with a great track by Khalid Siddiq. This is Rise and Fall.
Sometimes in life you feel the fight is over, and it feels as though your faith is gonna fall. Yeah, Habibi, keep on praying. Your heart was made to keep on swaying. It's what they call the rise and fall. Sometimes in life you feel the fight is over, and it feels as though your faith is gonna fall. Yeah, Habibi, keep on praying. Your heart was made to keep on swaying. It's what they call the rise and fall. I used to never thought I'd meet my maker, but now he's with me everywhere I go. I used to roll around with troublemakers, leave my mother crying when I leave the home. She told me, son, I think you're losing your way. The road you're going down is isn't right. Cause some people you find can take over your life. My soul was searching for something with purpose. My eyes were blinded from the light. My heart was cold and it was getting colder each day and night. Ya Allah, where am I going wrong? Cause deep down this life just isn't me. I'm beginning to lose my integrity. myself that I was crazy. I felt that I was about to lose my mind. Cause I've been looking at this world lately through different eyes. Is there really out there nothing more? Cause in my heart this don't seem right to me. Please show me the way out of darkness to light. Cause some days I feel my heart is beating, then other times I don't feel a thing. But tell me how you're supposed to feel the beauty without no pain. This life's a test, inshallah we'll make it. Just know that from this life we will depart. I'm begging Allah for you to please clean my heart. Sometimes in life you feel the fight is over, over, and it feels as though your faith is gonna fall. Yeah, Habibi, keep on praying. Your heart was made to keep on swaying. It's what they call the rise and fall. Sometimes in life you feel the fight is over, and it feels as though your faith is gonna fall. Yeah, Habibi, keep on praying. Your heart was made to keep on swaying. It's what keeps swaying. The rise and fall. The rise and fall.
يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلبي على دينك. O turner of hearts, make my heart firm upon your religion. Ameen.
That was Khalid Sadiq with his track Rise and Fall. Fun fact for you, everything you hear in that track is vocals only. So whatever you think are drums or anything, it's just his mouth, which is really quite crazy. So before we get into the first topic, we have the amazing quiz question. So get your typing fingers ready. So, which surah of the Quran describes the extraordinary event that happened in the year of the elephant? You have option A, Surah Ar-Rahman, option B, Surah Al-Fil, option C, Surah Al-Fatiha, and option D, Surah Al-Balad. I'll say it again. Which surah of the Quran describes the extraordinary event that happened in the year of the elephant? Option A, Surah Ar-Rahman, option B, Surah Al-Fil, option C, Surah Al-Fatiha, or option D, Surah Al-Balad. Don't forget, you can call, text, live stream, comment in, whatever you want to do. Let us know what the answer is, and let us know what you're thinking today, this fine Saturday. The weather's actually quite nice outside.
Yes.
It is really nice. Not too hot, not too cold. So, so let's get into the first topic, the importance of keeping close to family. Now, as we all know, for the past year and a bit, almost all of us have been part of two extremes. We were either in the same house with our family for months on end, or we were miles away from family for months on end. And while this may apply to pandemic times, it can also ring true across the board. The phrase close to family has a double meaning, which is sometimes actually overlooked. It could mean physically being together and mentally being on the same page, and the latter is more often than not ignored. And if you're wondering why families are important to individuals, there are a number of reasons, which we'll cover over the next 20 minutes or so. The definition of family is one that seems to change with the times, but it usually includes a group of people related to each other and living together. Like many social relationships, strong bonds with family members can have great benefits for society and individuals. So Mashhad, why do you think in times like these, why are families important to individuals?
No matter what, whether you have 1,000 friends or 1,000,000 followers, your family was there from the beginning, from the start, loving for you, caring for you, always being there for you.
Yeah, it's really true. And family support is important to individuals for a variety of reasons,
Absolutely.
not just that. Most of them are related to your personal well-being. Family is important to individuals because it provides benefits to your physical, emotional, and mental health
Absolutely.
that can't be found anywhere else. So there are two main benefits of spending time with family, and I'm sure you know this, Mashhad.
Yes.
There's health benefits, and then there's kind of just like comfort benefits, like
Absolutely.
what makes you feel relaxed. So the benefits of spending time with family are such a critical component of a full and meaningful life. Remember, a family doesn't necessarily have to be blood relatives.
Absolutely.
close friends and guardians are well within the realm of who you consider family. So, Mashhad, what are some health benefits of spending time with family?
SubhanAllah. When you spend time with your own family, you build that bond, that relationship that can never be found anywhere else. It also improves your mental and health being, as well as it promotes you to be happy with other ones as well.
Yeah, that's really true. And when you're spending time with family, you're interacting with a close social network.
Absolutely.
Not only online, but actual face-to-face communication. And it's definitely harder to do that nowadays in the lockdown, quarantine, self-isolation and pandemic times. But this actually significantly reduces the occurrence of depression, anxiety, and other mental illnesses.
Absolutely.
And this is scientifically proven. Being physically present with loved ones creates strong emotional support to push you through life's challenges. And again, this is scientifically proven. If you're just, if you're mentally, like I said before, close to family has two meanings, being physically close and mentally close. And both are equally as important. But physically close might seem as the more important one.
Yes.
But mentally being close and mentally being on the same page, like I mentioned before, is really overlooked. So for like people our age, 15 or maybe slightly younger, let's say 10 or even younger than that, how can this help them when they're spending time with family?
SubhanAllah. Once you develop that relationship, you're always going to be there. That relationship is always going to be there, always come back if you need help. Or anything, that relation is there, you can go back to it, and always, you know that relation is there, and therefore you can go back then for support.
Yeah, exactly, that's right. And talking about support, this actually helps children perform well academically as well.
Yes.
On average, teenagers who spend more time with their close and extended family tend to do better in school. They learn communication skills and the importance of education. When needed, assisting with homework or anything else, anything new that you learn in school, reinforces the fact that their success is a priority and care for everyone. And this is really true, and I think you and me, we hear this a lot in
Absolutely, yes.
school, when with people who have older siblings or parents who are teachers or remember what to do in school. They really do help their children a lot. It's definitely happened with me. I have an older sister, and she used to help me a lot with my GCSEs and maths and English, and especially English. So, and not only that helps them perform well academically at school, but it also lowers the risk of behavioural problems.
Absolutely, and also reduces the stress, anxiety, the pressure of school, as well as being 16, the youth. There's a lot of stigma around there as well.
Yeah, that's really true. And it not only that, but it also lowers the possibility of them getting involved in violence and substance abuse.
Absolutely.
So teenagers who spend more time with their families have shown less risk of behavioural issues, as I mentioned before, such as violence and substance abuse.
And parents can also teach their children to self-esteem through specific skills, such as playing with them, teaching them, showing them. That bond is so beautiful that can never be broken if made properly.
Yeah, that's really, really, really true. And I think I wanted to talk a bit about today's society, and I think some parents, they don't give apt time to their children, or the families as a whole don't give apt time to other family members, and I think that can really affect someone in the long run.
Absolutely.
When teenagers receive, not just teenagers, this can apply across the board to adults and whatever, but mostly teenagers, when they receive positive attention for positive behaviours, it increases their desire to continue those healthy patterns.
And it grows a confidence with that relationship as well.
Yeah, it really, that is true, because when you're young, you have almost like an automatic bond with your parents, almost all of us, alhamdulillah. But when you're getting older, sometimes you can feel that bond breaking away, and you really don't want that to happen. You want to build the foundations and keep them strong. When you are receiving attention for good behavior, it also increases their desire to continue those healthy patterns, which I mentioned before. Doing activities together also provides an outlet for healthy emotions that could otherwise lead to unhealthy decisions.
Absolutely.
If you have, let's say, let's give a modern example. So the Euros on right now, the football, which I'm definitely into. I know you are as well, Mashhad. And many people in Peterborough and in the world are looking forward to them. But if you have maybe a little bit of excitement in you, but then you can't really let that out because you're only doing it yourself, it could lead to you doing bad decisions. It could lead to, this might increase my excitement, and then you're just doing something bad. And that is something that needs to be caught at early times. If a child or a teenager feels comfortable bringing problems to any family member, not just parents, for a listening ear or even some advice, they will be better equipped to cope with problems and make positive
Absolutely. And
choices.
it promotes the ability to resilience to cope with life in general as well.
Yeah, and it also boosts self-confidence, doesn't it?
Absolutely does.
Because spending time with family builds confidence for all of its members.
Absolutely.
It shows that you can share stories that you wouldn't otherwise share with your friends or
That's
with
true.
other people, with work colleagues or school colleagues. Parents can teach children to build self-esteem through specific skills such as problem solving and communication. And that is really important nowadays as well. And I think definitely, I'll mention it again, with pandemic times, it might have been harder
Absolutely.
to definitely do that because you've got parents working at home. So they're at home, but they're focused on something else.
Yes.
Maybe they're concentrating on something else. And it can be quite hard.
Absolutely. And in order to keep a close relationship, it's very stressful nowadays in the pandemic. And even so, we need, as Generation Z, to develop our listening skills more, I feel like. The youth are more ignoring. I feel like they're more concentrated on their own bubble, their own
Friends.
yeah,
There's
you
too
go.
many distractions.
Yes.
And I think, I remember we mentioned before in another show, a previous show, that social media is a big part of that.
Absolutely.
If you can be there, I'll come back to that double meaning of close to family, physical and mental.
Absolutely.
We could, I could be sitting with 10 of my family members, but if I'm just on my phone on social media, then I'm there with them, but my mind is somewhere else. And yeah, that's really not good. And the reason why, one of the main reasons why you want to be around adult family members a lot is that you can model the ability
Absolutely.
to feel good about yourself and about others without degrading others.
Absolutely, that's true.
It comes to that classic Islamic ayah or
Absolutely.
hadith, practice what you preach. For parents and children, confidence grows simply with the knowledge that they are valued and appreciated by their loved ones. And that
Absolutely.
is something that is really important. And subhanAllah, some people don't actually have that. And it can lead
Absolutely.
to...
Almost depression.
yeah, it can lead to depression,
SubhanAllah.
anxiety, and other mental illnesses. But, as I mentioned before, it doesn't actually have to be blood relatives.
Absolutely.
It can be friends that you know you can trust. But not just like friends you see on the street, you just have a bit of a laugh with. It's people you know will take care of you.
Absolutely.
You can take care of them. You can trust them with your problems. They can
Absolutely.
help you. And it's things like that reduces stress.
Absolutely. And the matter of fact is, religion or non-religion, spite in a family can happen no matter what. And we as a Muslim Ummah should try to do whatever to avoid this.
Yeah. And if we are avoiding it, then it will eventually reduce stress,
Inshallah,
as
yes,
I mentioned
absolutely.
before. Those with healthy relationships, they tend to actually seek out healthier coping mechanisms
Absolutely.
for stress, such as confiding in friends and family,
Absolutely.
instead of other unhealthy outlets
Yes.
such as substance abuse and intoxicants.
And also know a loving family is like a safe haven, whereby you're taking a refuge whenever you're stressed or really in a situation.
Yeah, that's really true because let's say you're feeling maybe a bit angry, a bit depressed, a bit stressed, like you said, then maybe you can just go to your parents or your uncles, cousins, aunties,
Absolutely.
play a little bit of PS4 or Xbox with your cousins, or you know that there's going to be some really nice hot food waiting for you when you're
Absolutely.
after a long day of school or a long day of work or some bad news. And you can also make sure that and confide in the fact that whenever there's any good news,
Yes.
you'll celebrate it as a family,
Absolutely.
not just by yourself.
And also, being in a circle but all the time may make the rest of your family feel abandoned or unwanted or unloved. So it's always best to try to have a family time.
Yeah, you want to make it a priority.
Absolutely.
And before we actually carry on with physical health, how it enhances that, how it actually enhances life expectation, not lifetime, and promotes adaptability and resilience, I'm going to play another track for you, which I think actually relates to this a lot. It's being grateful for what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to you. This is Shukran Allah by Saif Adam. I've played this before, but yeah, I think it really rings true with everyone.
Started a journey, and I'm nowhere near the end. With every stumble, there's a lesson to be learned, and I got a message, and I want it to be heard. With all the promises that life can lend. I got the world on my shoulders, but I don't care. I got that faith in Allah that'll take me there. We got the world on our shoulders, but we don't care. We have Allah in our hearts and He'll take us there. We're moving mountains, we're building the bridges. When we fall down, we get up, we got that vision. We're moving mountains, we're building bridges. When we fall down, we get up, we got that vision. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Don't lose inspiration. Don't be hard on yourself. You're one in a billion. You motivate the ones you love. You got your own way. You're finding places no one finds. You're right at the shadow. Now you'll be just fine. I got the world on my shoulders, but I don't care. I got that faith in Allah that'll take me there. We got the world on our shoulders, but we don't care. We have Allah in our hearts and He'll take us there. We're moving mountains, we're building the bridges. When we fall down, we get up, we got that vision. We're moving mountains, we're building bridges. When we fall down, we get up, we got that vision. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Hey, yeah, alhamdulillah. Hey, yeah, yeah, alhamdulillah. Oh yeah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Shukran Allah, walhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, yeah. Started a journey, and I'm nowhere near the end.
That was Saif Adam with his track Shukran Allah, and I told you it's all about gratefulness, and it really relates to this topic about being grateful for your family, for your friends, for your guardians, extended family. Just thank Allah on daily. Thank Allah regularly and daily. Before we carry on with the first topic, I'm just going to quickly say the quiz question again. We actually had two answers in. They're both the same from Jannat and Sadia. They say option B, I think. And then Sadia says Surah Al-Fil, which is option B. So the answer, the question is, which surah of the Quran describes the extraordinary event that happened in the year of the elephant? Option A, Surah Ar-Rahman. Option B, Surah Al-Fil. Option C, Surah Al-Fatiha, and option D, Surah Al-Balad. Say that one more time. Which surah of the Quran describes the extraordinary event that happened in the year of the elephant? Option A, Surah Al-Rahman. Option B, Surah Al-Fil. Option C, Surah Al-Fatiha. Or option D, Surah Al-Balad. Don't forget to call, text, live stream, comment in, whatever you want to do. Just get your answer to us.
Peterborough's community radio station, Salam Radio, 106.2 FM.
This indeed is Salam Radio. So back to our first topic. So we're talking about the importance of keeping close to family. So I was going to talk about why you should keep it as a priority over your own bubble or world. So you want to make family time a priority.
Absolutely.
With all of these incredible benefits of a supportive social network, you can see why spending time with family is really important. While it's fun to invite friends and family to spend quality time together, it's also a significant aspect of your physical health and mental well-being. I'll touch on that later on in the show as well. put down the phone, gather together and create some fun, meaningful memories. And I think that's what this pandemic time has actually offered us a bit, actually, because we've been at home and sometimes just want to have a laugh.
Yes.
It just comes out of nowhere. And or some stories that because going out of the house back in the first lockdown or the second lockdown was quite rare. So whenever you got out, it was like a big celebration. Like, oh, what happened? Who did you see? So yeah, make those meaningful memories. Making time to connect with family requires a bit of planning, sometimes a bit of money, but the investment is well worth it for the outcomes of healthy individuals and strong family bonds.
Truly, and this is such a sound topic that the Prophet ﷺ has said, whoever desires an expansion in his sustenance and age should keep good relations with his kith and kin, i.e. his own family.
Yeah, and not just their own family, because his companions, he looked after them so much, and vice versa. And this was really important, and you want to do that, even though it's not your own family. If someone is struggling, then treat them like family.
Absolutely.
Help them, care for them. It's not your responsibility, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us in the Quran, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in his hadith that this is an important thing to do. Yeah, so Mashhad, it also helps physical health. And how does it help?
Truly, it almost breaks down that mental being, that anxiety, that stress that builds up, and that can boil down into other, such as sustenance or other acts that could really hurt the person.
Yeah, and scientifically, it actually improves heart health, brain health, hormonal and immune health. And families can encourage one another to maintain healthy lifestyles. I think that's definitely important with me and my father and my mother as well. We go to the gym, bike ride, just walk wherever we can. And I think when you're doing that with a family or with friends, it can definitely help. So we're coming up to a break right now. But when we do come back, we'll carry on a bit with this first topic and then move on to the second topic of summer jobs, inshallah, as well as the quiz question, the Islamic reminder. Assalamu alaikum.
You're listening to Salam Radio, and it's now time for Zohar Azan. This Azan is sponsored by Park Foods. Come and see the difference.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله
الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم بك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا.
Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon. Welcome back to What We Said, a show for Generation Z, like me and like you. If you were with us before the break, we were talking about the significance of keeping a close relationship with your family and not just staying in your own bubble or world. And we're going to carry on a bit with that topic as we have a few more points to make, and I think it's really significant, especially in today's trying times. So, Mashhad, we were talking about physical health.
Yes.
How it can actually help that. So I'll touch on that a bit more. So with the right kind of activities, time with family can positively impact physical well-being. For instance, families who eat home-cooked meals together tend to have a better diet than those who don't. And that's true because I think when you're living alone,
you feel quite alone and no one's there.
yeah, and it's also convenience food. It's like, I'm a bit tired. I can't be bothered to cook. So why don't I just quickly pop to the nearest takeaway, get something, a little bit of doner kebab, etc., etc. I know a bit more about that than I'd like to know. Yeah, but if you're spending time with family, then first of all, you have a variety.
Absolutely.
And you know it's more healthy because it's not kind of deep fried unless you're having kind
and there's
of
more
like,
hands to get onto it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's like, and not only that, if you don't want to think about the physical benefits, you're also saving money. When you're doing it as well. So participating in outdoor activities as well, like sports games or walks or hikes. I know recently that I went to Scotland recently and we did a lot of hiking up there. So that was quite fun. And then all gardening together. Now, I actually love gardening. Gardening is really quite fun for me. Not weeding. I don't like weeding. I don't know. Do you know what weeding is, Mashhad?
No idea.
So, it's like
lost.
so you know there's like little plants you don't like. They come up like everywhere, grass, like gravel, bricks, and they just come up everywhere.
Take them out.
And you got physically take them out. I don't like that, but I don't mind like mowing the lawn. I don't mind that. And we have this huge like chainsaw at home, and you know when like those branches like overhang, so like they just like. When we cut them and they fall down. That was the first time I saw it, I was mesmerized because my dad, he cut off a huge chunk of like branch and it just came falling down. I was mesmerized. I was just stood there for like 10 minutes like, what's going on? It just fell to the ground. But yeah, and we're going to talk a bit about that summer jobs and stuff like that in the next topic. But yeah, it improves your physical health. Also, Mashhad, it promotes resilience.
Absolutely does, doesn't it?
How do you think it could do that?
SubhanAllah, if you are being challenged at home, where you're most comfortable, sure, when you go out, when you're being challenged, you know you've been through it with the family.
And you know that there's people who have been told you, who have told you what to do because they have experience.
Absolutely.
You need to know that if you're 15 years old, like me, you're 16. How much
Yes.
are you? 16, yeah. So if you're 15 or 16, like Mashhad, then you know that when you're talking to someone who's like 40 or 50 and they're talking to you about a certain topic, you know they have more experience than you there. You know that that they have had more experience in life. So your ability to face life's changes and challenges is greatly improved by a strong family bond. Knowing that you belong, you are cared for, and you are needed and wanted provides a sense of meaning and purpose. And this assurance gives a motivation to push forward, grow and succeed. And I think that's something that today's youth, today's society and today's generation are missing.
Absolutely, and I needed it Quite a lot.
And they try and find this assurance in hanging out with the wrong people.
Absolutely.
And posting on social media. They look for assurance in likes,
yes.
in comments, in follows, in subscribers. So whatever you want to call it.
That warmth in the family can never be found anywhere else.
Yeah, it can, and that is really true. And I like how you put that. Actually, it can't be found anywhere else. And I think it's overlooked how much it actually helps you, because not only does it reduce stress, help physical health, promotes resilience, but it also teaches effective conflict resolution.
Absolutely, yes.
This is when I was researching this topic, this was something I was quite surprised, because I mean, yeah, it is kind of obvious that when you're like when conflicts arise, you're solving them quite quickly.
Absolutely.
But it can't really help in the real world, but then it can. It can in ways that are quite unknown. So being part of a family is fun, but it can be difficult too.
Absolutely.
When conflicts arise, and they almost always do, you can't just walk away for good.
And this is dunya. It will happen no matter what.
Yeah,
either one way or another.
And it kind of shows that if you're arguing about the right things, whether, let's say, a teenager or a child, they want to do something, or parents, cousins, uncles are saying don't do it, because they're thinking about you, then that shows love.
Absolutely.
It shows a bond.
Like compassion.
And so, compassion, yeah. So when conflicts arise, you can't just walk away for good.
Absolutely.
And people might see this as a bad thing, but you're in this together. So you have to work together to solve the issues that come up.
And most of all, remain respectful no matter what.
Remain respectful.
Absolutely.
Family time teaches interpersonal communication. Communication skills, including healthy, constructive ways to discuss, debate, and solve problems. And I can almost guarantee you, it's harder to resolve an argument or debate with your family than it is with anyone else.
Absolutely.
Because you have that bond with them. So it's kind of like you can't overstep the boundaries,
Yes.
because you're in it together. And that's why I think it's harder. And that's why it, unknowingly, it will teach you how to resolve conflicts really effectively. So, make family time a priority.
Absolutely.
Make it a priority and make it a significant aspect of your life, because it is a significant aspect.
And family life was created by Allah SWT to keep society together as an ummah. Without it, the ummah could potentially break.
Yeah, it could break. I think we've really talked about how important it is.
Absolutely.
And why you shouldn't be staying in your bubble, because there's something better.
Absolutely.
There's something called family.
Absolutely.
And people forget that. And so make sure you're mentally on the same page, and make sure you're physically together as much as you can
Absolutely.
be. And in pandemic times, I think I'd go as far
More
as
than ever,
physically being together can just be a Zoom call or a Skype call.
Absolutely.
Or just a phone call, or like a FaceTime, whatever you want to call it. There's millions of different apps and applications and methods to do it out there. But so before we go on to the second topic, which was tips for summer jobs and induction days, I'm going to play one more track for you. This is Mashhad. So I've played this one before. I really love Mashhad, and this is quite a recent one of his. It's called Anta Salam. And I like, Mashhad, listen out for this. There's kind of like a nice modern beat behind it. And I really like it. So yeah, this is Mashhad, Anta Salam.
There's something on my mind. I just can't get it right, can't get it right. It doesn't go away, doesn't go away. Even though I try to ignore it, I just want peace of mind, I want peace of mind. I feel like breaking down time after time, and it keeps coming back, always coming back. Hey, all my life, down it was a part of me. Day and night, I fight my insecurities, asking why am I, who am I just want some peace of mind. And that's salam, wa minka salam, tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. And that's salam. I need your peace, I need your peace. still believe with hardship comes ease. Make the stress go away, go away. All my life, I know you've been guiding me. You're the one who knows my destiny. I'll be alright, I'm sure that you look after me. You know what's inside of me. And the salam, wa minka salam. Tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. And the salam, wa minka salam. Tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. All my life, I know you've been guiding me. You're the one who knows my destiny. I'll be alright, I'm sure that you'll look after me. You know what's inside of me. All my life, I know you've been blessing me. You're the only one who knows my destiny. I'll be alright, I'm sure that you'll look after me. You know what's inside of me. And the salam, wa minka salam. Tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. And the salam, wa minka salam. Tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram.
That was Mashhad with Anta Salam, and a person called Lee Taylor. He said, "What's the name of this song, please?" That was Mashhad with Anta Salam. And yeah, and as I said, Mashhad, I know you heard it. It has a
Yes,
really
beautiful.
nice modern backbeat with it, and some nice vocals and stuff, and it is really, really nice.
With you 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This is Salam Radio.
This is Salam Radio, and now moving on to our second topic: tips for summer jobs and induction days. So for year 11s and 13s that have finished school, and finally, yeah, it's going too quick, man.
It is going
it's
too
going too quick.
That is so true.
And I think yeah, it's just going too quick, and I don't like it. I was looking forward to this, and yeah, so for year 11s and 13s that have finished school and are probably bored and stuck in the house doing nothing productive, then I have a solution for you. Get a summer job.
Gee.
A summer job can be beneficial for many, many people, especially those who are unemployed during the summer.
Yes.
For young people, it is a great opportunity to get some pocket money, but also invaluable exposure
Yes.
to real life situations that only hands-on experience can bring them. So, Mashhad, why do you think you should consider a summer job?
Well, what have you got to lose? Nothing. The world is your playground, and you have the option to choose what you want, when you want, and how you want it.
Yeah. There are several reasons to consider a summer job. For example, if you are a student on summer break, just like me and Mashhad, and thousands of others, a summer job can provide you with on-the-job experience, as well as the opportunity to make money. And yeah, I think that's the kind of main reason why anyone wants to get a summer job, because what's the harm in sitting at home doing nothing, or doing something that is basically nothing?
Yes.
But instead of going somewhere, doing something that isn't that laborious.
Yes. And enjoying yourself at the end of the day.
enjoying yourself at the end of the day, and making a bit of extra money.
Yeah, why not?
What's the problem? So the benefits of a summer job are many, but here are a few. So it can improve your CV.
Yes.
So several full-time jobs require previous experience, and this is really true in the real world.
Absolutely.
But if you are a student who has little to no job experience, getting a summer job can help to boost your CV for future employers. Summer jobs are jobs that you don't really need experience
Yes.
for. It's just companies or businesses that just need an extra hand here and there, or need someone because they want to take a day off, or something like that. searching for summer jobs in the field you plan to pursue a career in can be especially helpful for industry-specific experience.
Absolutely.
But
also, you gain genuine life experience that is embedded in you. You won't forget that.
yeah, you won't forget it. That's really true. But it can be quite rare to get that sort of career-specific stuff for your first job. So don't be disheartened if you don't get a career-specific job. If anything, you should be really happy that you've got a job because you're like 15, 16. And also, I'll add to that. If you can't find a summer job, which you should be able to find a summer job, but volunteering can help a lot.
Absolutely.
This is what we're doing now.
Yes.
We're volunteering, and this is something that what me and Mash are doing now that can go on our CVs.
Absolutely.
Which is why you should volunteer for charities.
Absolutely. You learn new skills that develop you as a human being.
Yeah, it expands your skill set. Every job brings with it the opportunity to learn new skills. From the initial interview to the actual on-the-job experience, you can expand your skills throughout the entire process of getting and maintaining a summer job.
Also, you meet lots of people that can enhance your outlook on life in general.
Yeah, you meet a lot of new people. Getting a summer job is a great way to meet new people and make connections. Whether you are working within your industry or simply holding a part-time job for the summer, temporary jobs can help you expand your network.
And also, having a job makes you organized, it makes you more structured.
Yeah. Not only does it organize yourself and what you do, but it organizes your resume or your CV. So, searching for summer jobs, there's 4 tips I'll give right now, and then I'll expand on each one. We'll both expand on them. So, start your search early. Organize your CV. Consider reaching out to friends and family, and don't limit your options. Any option is a good option for you.
Truly.
But we'll touch on that a bit later as well, jobs that we would hate to do and jobs we'd love to do. A few funny stories. Yes, so start your search early. That was a voice crack. Did you hear that? Whoa. That wasn't good. If you did hear that, I apologize. So yeah, you're not the only one planning on searching for a summer job. Many people of all ages are going through the same process as you. Employers are counting on a lot of applicants for their open positions. Also, employers need to have a clear plan for the summer, and they have to know who they can count on for the jobs available.
You need to be reliable. Number one rule, reliability.
Reliability. So they will start looking for people before the actual business season starts. To have access to all available opportunities in the job market, you'll want to start your search early. And not just one. You don't want to go to one job, wait for a reply. Oh, it's no. Go to another. Go to like 10, 20. And then if you get like, out of that, if you get 5.
Brilliant.
That's like, wait, how much is that percentage? 5 out of 20. Wait, my maths isn't good. 40%. Yeah. So yeah, if you get 5 out of 20, then you've got 5 acceptances. That's great. Then you can choose. You can choose, which one more money, which one's better experience, which one's closer to my career. And it's not 40%, it's 25%.
Oh, my maths is wrong as well.
You're set one maths, man.
Don't worry, man, don't worry.
You should be knowing 2 months. Shocking behaviour. Shocking behaviour. I'm gonna tell everyone in the group chat.
Oh, no.
I'm joking. So yeah, organise your CV. No matter what your professional qualities are, if you don't properly communicate them to potential employers, you may miss out on a great summer opportunity.
Truly.
And even if you don't have much work experience, you can ask your friends and family for references. The job market is in constant motion, especially when it comes to temporary jobs. So before surveying kind of the main job market, it may be a good idea to start your search closer to home, locally. Your friends, neighbours or relative may own a small business or know someone who owns one, and there may be a job opportunity there for you. Remember, if no business really wants to turn down cheap hands, if you're willing to do labour and you're willing to do it for a decent amount of money, then they'll probably get you on because it can help. It can help the production process.
And you can build upon that, can't you, from beginner, intermediate, and then go on.
Yeah. And but yeah, don't be disappointed if after the summer you want to change job, because that's why it's called a summer job. It's not like a career-defining job. So Mashhad, let's go on to jobs we'd hate to do. So I'll start with it. Actually, you know what? You start.
Okay, let me start. Mine is working in an environment that has dangerous equipment. I just can't.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I just can't do that, man. Or working in a loud or cramped space constantly.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from there, but I actually don't mind cramped spaces that much. I guess if you're kind of focusing on what you're doing, then
Yes.
it should be okay. For me, anything to do with dogs.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I'll just tell this quick story. So, dogs hate me and I hate dogs. It's simple, short story actually. But whenever I just come across a dog, it's like they just kind of sniff. And they can tell, oh, this is Ali Suleman. He doesn't like me, so I'm gonna bark at him. Yeah, I'm gonna try and push him. I'm gonna try, and you know the story of me riding past many dogs, and it's just like I just fall off. And it's just like I remember you remember that I was riding to school, and I came to school and I had like a scuff on my right trouser leg, and you're like, well, what happened here? And then I'm like, a dog, a bike, and me falling over, and it just didn't go well. And also another job I'd hate to do, tutoring or teaching.
Oh, full of headaches.
Yeah, and there's another story with this. So as you all know, me and Mashhad finished school recently, so we got yearbook awards.
Yes.
And my yearbook award was most likely to come back to teach.
Oh, golden. Golden.
And then you always take the mick out of me, you're going to be an English teacher. But I just really don't like English, but I can explain what I need to explain really well.
But you're genuinely good at it. That's surprising, but I don't like it.
Yeah, and then I want to be good at maths, and then we all know what happened there. So, Masha, what jobs would you actually love to do?
I'd love to do anything that makes you a real person, motivates you, or anything that makes you think outside the box.
Yeah. And like, what sort of jobs do you think could entail that?
Businessman.
Yeah, a businessman. Yeah. And you said you like Labour as well.
Yes.
Not the political party, of course, as in like work and
Labour, yes.
work and actual Labour. Because I'll have to agree with you there. I mean, I just like I like lifting things.
Yes.
I find that quite fun. And just quickly before Mashhad gives his Islamic reminder, mine was the same, lifting or Labour. And when I inshallah learn to drive,
Inshallah.
I'd love to just be a driver of some sorts. And I think you'd be the same as well. And I helping to cook. And
Absolutely.
I think when my mum hears this, she's like, "Why don't you help in the kitchen?" And we'll be like, "Okay." But yeah, helping to cook. I just love to just like be in the kitchen at the back of a restaurant, even if it's just flipping burgers. I actually love the process of how your food is made.
Truly.
And also there's always leftover food at a restaurant. Always. They never finish everything.
Oy.
So that was a bit of a fun topic about summer jobs. And induction days, we've got hours on Monday.
Inshallah.
We've got suits and stuff. We're looking forward to that.
Can't wait, yes.
I really can't wait actually, because I never liked the school uniform, and looking fresh in a suit is really fun. So
Truly
Mashhad, quickly give us your Islamic reminder then. This is the fruits of charity.
Let's begin with the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He tells the believers in Surah Al-Munafiqun verse 10, spend in the cause of Allah from the provisions that we have given you before death should come to any of you. So why should we give? Charity is a symbol of compassion, love and unity. Giving for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a test from the Almighty and a sacrifice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises you and I, when we give, He will give us unimaginable blessings in this world and hereafter. This blessing of barakah, no matter what, we're all running after it and all in the wrong places. You have seen people who are blessed with everything, still they are depressed in this world. The answer is they don't have this barakah, or this blessing from Allah. Let's look at Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. He gained great wealth from his hard labor, work, but he lived like the poor people and was renowned for his charity. Whenever he gained money or booty, he immediately gave it to the poor and destitute, never keeping wealth to himself. So much so that a beggar once received a ring while Imam Ali lay in prostration on his prayer mat. There are even confirmed traditions that the angel Jibreel appeared to the Holy Prophet at the time and read the following verses of the Quran. Your friend is only Allah and His Messenger and the believers who observe prayers and charity even in prostration when worshipping God alone. Not only that, charity gets rid of the anger of Allah and brings the mercy of Allah, by which the Prophet has said, give charity without delay, for it stands in the way of calamity. So how should we give? Give what is most beloved and treasured to you, for the sake of Allah. And that doesn't just mean money, but rather giving your time and effort to someone else is just as better. A golden rule is to never be ashamed of giving, whether it be small or big, but rather give for the sake of Allah, intending His pleasure only. I'll end with this. Allah SWT warns us of two things. Those who deny giving for the sake of Allah SWT will cry and plead to Allah on the Day of Judgment, "Oh my Lord, why did you not reprieve me awhile?" i.e. give me extra time so that I should give in charity and become of the righteous. But Allah does not at all reprieve a person when his term comes to an end. And Allah is well aware of what you all do. And one last thing, do not spoil your charity by saying or doing a nasty act to someone else, or just give to show off. For surely those who give charity for the sake of bragging are doomed to the blaze of punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah, and that is Jazakallah Mashhad for that reminder. And yeah, that is really true, because don't just give the show off, because actions are according to intentions.
Absolutely.
And I love that part where you said giving your time and efforts to someone else is just as good.
Yes.
Because, and that's what I was saying, volunteering.
Absolutely.
Because you just imagine how it feels to someone who is not having the best time in life when you come up to them, beaming smile across your face, crate of food, a bit of money, some drinks, something nice that you know will really make them happy for the day, week, month, and they'll really, really treasure. So yeah, money is really good, but giving of time is just as good.
Yes.
And I think there's a hadith, I'm paraphrasing, but give in public what you give in private as well. So
absolutely.
You should give in public a bit to show, to be as a role model to others, practicing what you're preaching. So we're coming up to the ad break now, but I'm going to quickly give you guys the quiz answer. So we had two answers in, and they were both for option B, Surah Al-Fil. So the question was, which surah of the Quran describes the extraordinary event that happened in the year of the elephant? The options were A, Surah Al-Rahman, B, Surah Al-Fil, C, Surah Al-Fatiha, or D, Surah Al-Balad. And Mashhad, what do you think the answer was?
I think it's Surah Al-Fil.
Yeah, you're right. So we got all three answers correct, which is great. So Surah Al-Fil was the right answer. And I think fil actually means elephant, doesn't
Absolutely
it?
does.
It means, yeah. So
elephant.
Thank you, Mashhad.
Thank you.
That is definitely some food for thought. Thank you for joining me and Mashhad for What We Said, a show for Generation Z. Have a great weekend and make sure you stay tuned to Salam Radio. Assalamu alaikum.